Look, I gotta be honest with you, I don't make or eat tiramisu all that often. I know, really good sell, Josh. Very good. But after today and 4 slices of tiramisu in my body, that's gonna have to change. And I think it'll change for you too. So we're making tiramisu. It's a classic. I know the Italians are gonna yell at me, all right? The point is, this is very, very tasty. After coming back from the holidays, my ability to communicate is just not very good. Let's talk about Ladyfingers. I'm tired of the store-bought kind. I say that about literally anything. From scratch tiramisu. So with all that said, I hope you enjoyed your holidays. I hope that you're gonna have a great New Year's Eve, but more importantly, let's make this, shall we?
Like I said, we need to address the Ladyfingers. No, not those. So although the store-bought ones are nice and even and pretty and they're just easy, there's a huge benefit to making your own, which is A, they're not that hard to make, B, obviously they're way better when you make them yourself, and C, if you can't buy them in your area, now you can make them.
Just took a shower, let's taste test. So, here's what they sound like. Sounds sad. Whoa, my mouth is real dry. So they're real dry, which makes sense why you would want to soak them into something because man, that is really boring on its own. In there, I'm processing. Let's go.
Now the ingredient list for Ladyfingers is real simple. In the bowl of a stand mixer, you're gonna combine 3 whole eggs, half a cup or 108 grams of granulated sugar, then you're gonna take a shallow pot of water, bring that to a simmer over medium-high heat, and set your stand mixer bowl on top of that. Now make sure that your stand mixer bowl fits over this pot decently. You don't want it touching the water, aka double boiler. Now continuously whisk the eggs and the sugar until that mixture reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius. This should take less than 5 minutes, and if it curdles, that means you overheated it. Now say hello to our new B-roll homie, Big Bertha. She just arrived. Now set up your stand mixer with the whisk attachment and beat your heated egg mixture on high speed for 7 to 10 minutes or until it's 2.5 times its original volume and it reaches a very light soft peak. It should look sort of like soft serve when you pull the whisk out of it. Then beat in 1 teaspoon or 3 grams of vanilla extract, remove it from your stand mixer, and gently fold in 1 cup or 140 grams of all-purpose flour. You really need to be careful folding here. Do not overbeat it. Transfer it to a piping bag, ideally one that's larger than this because look at this tragedy. And you're gonna pipe these onto baking sheets lined with parchment paper, and you want them to be about 3 inches long and 1 inch wide, making sure to give 1 inch of separation between each ladyfinger. This will make about 30 ladyfingers and it'll take up about 2 trays. Now here's the crucial step. Only bake 1 tray at a time, and right before you bake a tray, generously dust the tray with powdered sugar like so. Then put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for 8 to 12 minutes or until lightly golden and crisp. This is the secret to getting the ladyfingers to rise properly. If you don't do this, they're gonna flatten out and they're as sad cookie boy hours. Not good. Now pull those mother brothers out of there and let them cool to room temperature on a wire rack, and then that's it. They're ready to use now in the tiramisu, or you can use them in 3 weeks. Hey, well, you know, don't push it, but. Now the actual making the tiramisu is real easy, but first let's get our coffee mixture ready. If you've got an espresso machine, now is the time to use it. You're gonna need 2 cups or 475 milliliters of fresh brewed espresso or really strong coffee. Here I did a mix of half espresso, half cold brew, but it's up to you. To that, you're gonna add a 1/4 cup or 58 grams of granulated sugar. I like to add a little bit of nutmeg. Not traditional, but I do what I want. 3 tablespoons or 45 milliliters of a good rum or brandy. That's optional. And I like to add just a tiny little splash of maple syrup. Again, not traditional, but I do what I want, brother. Whisk together until thoroughly combined. Now for the tiramisu cream. So first we need to do a double boiler again. Get a medium-sized pot, fill it with a shallow amount of water. You can see how much I've got here. And then bring that to a light simmer. Then in a medium-sized bowl that fits over the top of that well without touching the water, you're gonna add 6 to 7 large egg yolks, depending on the size, and 3/4 of a cup or 165 grams of granulated sugar. Now set that over your steaming pot and constantly whisk just until the sugar is mostly dissolved, but make sure it's about 95% of the way there and the mixture is warm. Think of it sort of like a sabayon. Then with electric beaters, beat these on high speed while still heating over the double boiler until it's 2.5 times its original volume, much lighter in color, and holds ribbony super soft peaks, aka thick with 27 C's. Remove from the heat. In a separate bowl, whisk 2 cups or 452 grams of mascarpone until very smooth. Add that to your whipped egg yolks and gently fold together. Make sure to do this well enough so that there's no lumps. I had a couple lumps because, well, Joshy made a mistakey wakey, but that's okay. Then in that same separate bowl, whip together 1 cup or 235 milliliters of heavy cream until you reach, well, whipped cream, but don't whip it until it's super hard peaks though. Whip it until it's like medium peaks. Then add your mascarpone egg yolks to that and slowly fold fold together until thoroughly incorporated. Be very gentle, don't beat too much of the air out. You want it nice and fluffy. Okay, so you're 95% of the way there. This is the easiest part. Get a square 9x9 baking pan. Quickly dunk a ladyfinger in the coffee mixture, not too long because it will fall apart very quickly after that. Just a little dip is good enough all the way, let it soak, and then line them up in your baking pan evenly, as such. Once the whole bottom's covered, add half your tiramisu cream, and then dip and arrange one more time, and then add the rest of your tiramisu cream, spread it out nicely. This is not that confusing, don't overcomplicate it. Then carefully cover your tray with plastic wrap, making sure that it doesn't touch the mixture because you're gonna have a bad time if it does. Then place it in the refrigerator to firm up overnight. You can also make this 2 days ahead of time. Then right before serving, generously dust the surface with cocoa powder, slice it, then grate some fresh chocolate on top of it, and that's it. This isn't just like, oh, I dipped some ladyfingers and covered it in cream. No, like this is from scratch. You made everything. Pat yourself on the back, you're a real G. But do you wanna know what else is a real G? B-roll. That's confusing.
Alright guys, and that is it. So, the sun's about to go down. Literally, it is setting. The lighting's probably really bad. I've got my camera settings all the way to max. Tiramisu, we flippin' made it, bro. And I ate way too much of it, and I don't feel very well, but I do this for you. You guys always joke about me not breathing when I talk. That's actually true, I don't. A lot of the time I just talk and I don't breathe and I forget. The same thing actually happened when I worked in restaurants, and my chefs always were like, Josh, please shut up, and I'm like, I can't. I was born to talk endlessly. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is a great recipe. You should make it, and if you don't want to, well, guess what? I don't really care. Probably gonna do a video separate to this about this, but I'm really excited for 2020 because I have got flippin' surprises for you. Anyway, with all that said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.